It's these shortcuts that really help navigation and get through a tune a lot easier. Okay, so the fifth tip that's really cool in Ableton that I absolutely love is you can actually put in stems from older projects. So, for example, I use this with templates especially. So, say for example, you've got an older project and there's a drum track in that you love and you think, oh, I could really use some of the kicks and stuff from that in this new project. You can literally just drag that stem straight from the project and whack it straight in your new project. Now, I do this with templates especially because I find that I don't want to open up the whole template and get rid of all the progress I've got, but I like the processing or the something that I did in that template. So the way you do that is you go to the Finder on the left-hand side, so open it with Command-Alt-B, as we mentioned earlier, and then select whichever project you've got going on down here. So I'm just going to go into my templates folder, and for example, the one I would use is, I don't know, let's say post-rock template. And when you press the right key, it opens up, or you can press the little arrow here, and it shows you all the different stems that I've used. So say, for example, I want to use the drum kit that I usually use. All I have to do is drag it into the project, and when I double click on it, you can see that it's loaded up the addictive drum kit that I usually use, etc. And it's all there. And it's as simple as that, and you can do that with any project, and it's even got the MIDI clips that I've used in the previous project. So the sixth tip I'd like to show you are automation curves. Now, if you've used Ableton from maybe an intermediate level, you'll know about automation and what it can actually do and help your sound. And what I'm going to show you is how you can actually perfect those curves, those different automation points. So I'm just going to whack on a filter on here and say I want to show the automation for frequency. So that's right-click the frequency knob and then show automation. That comes up here. So I'm just going to get rid of these two panels there. Now, say I want the filter to, sort of start up here and then filter down, and then maybe do like quite a sharp peak there, except I want it not to be so static like that. I want it to be a bit smoother and a bit more controlled. Now, the way you can do a curve is you hold down Alt, and it comes up, the mouse changes, so you can see the mouse has got a little sort of dimple or curve around it, and then you click on the line that you wish to curve, hold it, and then push up to curve up or down to curve down. So you've just basically got more of an indent curve, whereas that's more of like a bigger sort of wider curve. And you can do some awesome curves with it and make it a lot more precise. So without. So just pretty boring. This got a bit more control, a bit more character I find as well. So the seventh tip I'd like to show you is how you can properly fine-tune with any parameter. So for example, I've just got an example, I've just whacked that sort of bass bounce that I had just in a sampler to show you an example of how if you push up a parameter, sometimes it doesn't do it from 1 to 2, it skips some numbers. So for example, on the attack, I've got 17.2 milliseconds of attack, and then when I just bump it up 1, it goes up to 19 milliseconds. Now I'm going to show you exactly how you can get the numbers in between 17.2 and 19. So if you hold Command and then click and push up or down, you actually go through a lot more precise, and you've got a lot more control over what numbers you want to choose. Instead of just kind of skipping through them like that, you actually got a lot more control. And that one I find really useful if you want something really precise to find a sweet spot in a sound, or maybe in some sound design sort of skits.